Good morning. I don't even know what episode we're on at this point. It's the summer. It's
Yeah,
the week of September. September. It's not September. Boy, wow. Uh, good morning. It's still July.
yes.
Thank goodness. I'm not ready for September. It's the week of July 20th,
Yes.
and we're gonna kick off this episode of Heartbreak and Hope, where we share the things that are breaking our hearts and the things that are bringing us hope. And we would love it if you would join in that practice. And Sabrina's going to take it away with some opening words.
Yeah, my opening words actually today come from the Gray Hymnal. This is number 662 by A. Powell Davies. Strange and Foolish Walls. The years of all of us are short, our lives precarious. Our days and nights go hurrying on, and there is scarcely time to do the little that we might. Yet we find time for bitterness, for petty treason and evasion. What can we do to stretch our hearts enough to lose their littleness? Here we are, all of us, all upon this planet, bound together in a common destiny, living our lives between the briefness of the daylight and the dark. Kindred in this, each lighted by the same precarious flickering flame of life. How does it happen that we are not kindred in all things else? How strange and foolish are these walls of separation that divide us. So,
Mm.
what is breaking your heart? What is the wall of separation that is breaking your heart today?
Mm. Earlier today, I was reflecting on the heat. It is so hot that people are dying from the heat. Earlier this summer, about a month ago, yeah, it was just a month ago, this brutal heat wave hit Northern Europe. And at the same time as they were also experiencing record lows in rainfall and water levels. And at that time, the hunger stones started to appear.
Hmm,
Do you know what hunger stones are?
no.
So, hunger stones are rocks in a river where, on some previous drought, which led to famine, residents near the river carved into them messages like, if you see me, you should weep.
Oh, wow.
And the hunger stones started to appear this year. And they are a portent of calamity and crisis. And I can't help but feel that this is our ancestors saying, you need to do something.
I, along those same lines, I was reflecting on the Dust Bowl
Mm.
because the Dust Bowl wasn't a natural phenomenon that was inevitable.
Right.
The Dust Bowl was due to carelessness of humans, due to those walls, those divisions that didn't take into account that was, that was the earth crying out, saying, don't do that. And the reason I'm thinking about it is because uh, the sepia tone of the quality of the air, and now with the fires, like
Mm-hmm.
that air
Mm-hmm.
became bad because of the fires, and it came down to us too a little bit until the wind turned it around. But like, um, I've been in a couple of situations where the air, the light was orange or brown or sepia, and one was due to wind and the other one was due to bad air quality. And it's really eerie. And that's also like a harbinger. Like that is also, somebody said, collect, if you get ashes coming down from these fires, put them on your altar because they're
Mm-hmm.
sacred. They are the trees, the animals that couldn't escape. Honor them, as you would, a loved one's loss, because this is, we're losing. And so like the thing that breaks my heart is that plus the opening words, how are we kindred? When there are myriads things in the daily life that I experience, or things that I read about in the news of people carelessly not considering that we're all kindred, humans and animals and plants and rocks and everything that is on this earth. Because there was a huge thing about all that has breath. It says in I think it's one of the Psalms, or um,
Mm-hmm.
in the Bible. And what has breath? If you take it in the broadest possible sense, oxygen occurs everywhere and gives life to everything, including lava, including rocks. So,
Well, and if you want to think about breath as the taking in of one element and the expressing of another element, trees breathe.
yes, trees breathe. But what I'm saying is, like, even what you consider inanimate objects, mud and rocks, etc., can be considered to have a living cycle
Mhm.
and live in a way that is not understandable from a carbon-based life form. But, I don't know if you've seen Project Hail Mary.
Singing Project Hail Mary. Oh, I read the book and I was so excited for the movie, and the movie lived up to my expectations.
And that's the thing, the communicating with a being that wasn't at all what we are, and the ability to do it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's heartbreaking. People are in more and more numbers are dying of the heat. It's not like a side effect of summer anymore. It's life-threatening for more and more of us, increasing.
So, is there
So
anything, yeah, that's bringing you hope right now?
so yeah, I'm looking for a word. So I have this book that I'm not supposed to read it, like it's voluntary. And it's a book called Give Me a Word, and it's a practice for you do it for 30 days. And typically people do it in January in the new year, but I started on my birthday, which was earlier this month.
Also, a
Uh,
way of marking a year.
yeah, another way of marking a year. Um, you look for a word in the same way that the ancient fathers of the desert and mothers of the desert did. There's a variety of techniques to do it. And that the thing that, and I started it saying, I'll put it down. I won't last very long, but it's like 30 days. It's 10 days to find it, 10 days to work with it, and then 10 days to move into like living the rest of the year with this word. And how are you going to do it? I have to say that I still haven't found the word, and it's been more than 10 days, but the process of looking for a word is uh, not just introspection. It's one of being honest with yourself, because at first there's all these cool words and it's like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if my word was blah? Like, and then I would have to, but that's not the point. The point is that something has to shimmer, even if you don't
Mm.
want to take that. And I have a couple of contenders, like, but the process is what's giving me hope, because it felt like before I started, it felt it would be arid, right? Like it would be something that just let's just try it. But I find that there is a spring of reflection, observation, understanding of myself and the world around me. So this is all about myself, but it kind of isn't, because what you're supposed to do after you decide on a word is live this word in the world. And so I'm excited and hopeful about where that takes me. And the reason that gives me hope is also because um, I'm not sitting there going, oh my God, look at all this bad. It allows me to be curious about the world in a way that is not fear-based or sadness-based or anything like that. Yeah. And if anybody wants to do it, check me out. Like I wanted to bring the book that I'm reading to read something, but maybe I'll do it next week.
Okay,
Um,
next week we're going to have to find out if you picked your word yet.
yeah, absolutely. It says in the book, don't discourage if you haven't picked a word yet. But I think
Okay.
I'm feeling like I'm close to it. And the thing is that like the ego, checking your ego as being the biggest work, because it's like, oh, I
Oh,
want a cool word. I want a cool word. I don't want a not cool word, and getting rid of
what would
that.
be a not cool word?
I don't know, but like I want something that looks, oh my goodness, you found, enoughness or whatever like, and you're gonna, so there's a lot of that going on that I've had to say, no, this is about being
Mhm.
honest. This is about being real with something that allows me to be more present in the world. Like the word is not per self, it's not self-fulfilling, it's not self just because of the word has to be in the world somehow,
Mm.
allowing the person to be present, because that's what the fathers of the desert did. They didn't just lock themselves in a chamber and never come out. They worked
Mhm.
with what they had, and then they worked with each other. So that's where I'm at.
You know what? I just had an idea. And
Mm.
this is worship planning that's about to happen here on the podcast.
Ooh.
Uh, we're working on a service where there won't be any words for those of you listening to explain the conversation that's about to happen. So we've got our setup, right? what if part of our setup is inviting people for that 45 minutes of no words? We conclude, I was like, how are we going to wrap this up? How are we going to release people? Are we going to speak at the end? What if at the end, like they're supposed to leave with their word or a word, to come up with a word? Like,
I like that. I like
all right.
that. Yeah, let's
So
do it.
y'all, we're gonna be thinking about words. When there are no words, and what is your word or a word? So look for that to happen in August.
Yeah. What about you? What gives you hope today?
Yeah, I was gonna say the early voting, or technically, it's it's functionally early voting, but it is technically no excuse. Uh, um, oh, good. It's no excuse voting for people who can't vote on the actual election day. Anyway, early voting started today here in St. Louis, in the city. So we've got primaries happening and some ballot initiatives. The actual election is August 4th, but early voting started today. So I have been thinking about just, the hopefulness of participating in the process of voting,
Yeah.
and our democratic process. Uh, and um, your comment, you made a comment um, that drew my attention to my calendar, my wall calendar that I have here, and I'm hopefully it will connect, because I'm drawing a blank on exactly what you said, but it literally drew my eyes to my wall calendar, because my wall calendar is each month has a different positive statement, but they're not like namby-pamby positive statements. Like one of them is about like giving up FOMO, giving up the fear of missing out, right? Uh, and so the current statement for this month, for the month of July, is don't let the bad days trick you into believing it's a bad life.
Mm, yes. Yes. Yeah.
So that's what I have for today.
Good. Okay.
To wrap up, we have our rest deck from, there. Is it
Yeah,
focus? It's not focusing very well. There we go. By Trisha Hersey and the Nap Ministry. So let's see what she's got for us today. Oh. I will imagine what my body needs. I will daydream for freedom. You have permission to experiment with what rest can do for your body and mind. This is about more than naps, although naps are good. Rest is anything that allows you to connect your body with your mind. Slowly enter into the portal of rest, and while you are there, you will find abundance. Exhaustion resides in a space of scarcity. Rest is abundance. Rest is yours now. Rest is imagination work. The time to rest is now.
Amen.
Amen.